Okay, guys, we're going to create a new file here because I'm going to teach you how to make an animated rig. HD, create. Last time I showed you how to use the bone and pin tool, this pin tool here to create flexible animations, but it was a bitmap. It was a little bit choppy, so that's something to think about. Today I'm going to create a simple figure animation using a parented rig. It's not going to be complicated. It would be better if I probably put more time into it and made my rig less basic. I'd love you to try some things like that in your big projects, but for this project, you can just turn in something that's more simple. So I'm going to just hit this little box, just flip it to black and white, choose my main color, choose blue, rectangle tool. I'm going to make a shirt. I'm going to use this tool to kind of like bow it out a little, make it a little more of a shape. Move the corner maybe. Okay. Then I'm going to get another rectangle, and I'm going to create a new, I'm going to call this layer. I'm going to name the layer body. I'm going to create another rectangle, and I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to curve it a little. Shape it some here. So I've got more of a curve in the end. I don't like those corners. I can choose this, select this, and make the corners more rounded. They are on rounded joints and rounded caps. So that's about the best I'm going to do. Round this off a little. And I don't want the full line to be there. So I am going to do a little erasing here. And I'm going to erase this part of the line. And that should be fine. It does have like some gaps there, but that's okay. Oops, Control Z. Click on that layer, put it on top of the body here. And then I'm going to create another one. Similar size. Curve this here. This one I'm going to curve also. Then I'm going to select this sectional line and hit delete. The whole thing is a little too big, so I will transform it. I made a mistake. I'm going to Control X to cut it. I need to name this upper arm. And then I need it to plus in the box and name this lower arm. And then paste it. So now I can kind of like move it up here to kind of gauge the size pretty good, but it needs to be shorter. Upper and lower arms should be about the same length. So another thing I'm going to do is make sure to right click it, convert it to a symbol. Graphics good. Put this in the elbow, and then I can rotate it and kind of fine tune where it's lined up. The move tool will always work for me. Go back to the upper arm. I want to click the whole layer, right click, convert to symbol. Okay. Move this to the shoulder, and then click the body layer, the whole layer, right click, convert to symbol. Okay. And I'm not going to do the whole figure because it's going to take me a while, but you can imagine the other arm, because I'm turned to the side, will be on layers under the body because it'll be coming out from behind, right? And then I'm going to create a new layer here. And I'm going to call this neck. And I will get a different color here. Make my guy yellow. And on my neck layer, I'm just going to pull this down in the front. Okay, and then a new layer there. Call that head. Notice how they're under the arm. So if my arm comes around, it will cover my head, just like in real life. So on the head layer, Make some tweaks to this. Oops. Make some tweaks here. I'm going to give him any hair just because I don't want to spend too much extra time. Then I could go in here, draw some eyes. Remember, the brush tool is a fill, not a stroke. If I wanted to change his expression, all this should be on a separate layer. We'll get into that when I show you guys replacement assets. Now the ear kind of did a weird thing there, so I'm going to make sure it goes either further out or not out at all. And this little section of line, I should be able to delete. And I should be able to flip-flop the colors back and paint bucket that. So now I'm going to click on the neck. I forgot to convert that to a symbol. Right-click, convert to symbol. You can also see, if I go to the head and I right-click, you could see that convert to symbol is F8. Those F keys are all the way at the top of the keyboard. The F8 key is the one that's blank. And I can just use my left hand to do that. And then I will put this over here. Now, remember, my jaw should be connected to my ear better, but for now it's okay. Remember, when I do the head, I want this to pivot on the neck. When I do the neck, I want this to pivot on the body. I'm currently in the transform tool, so that's important. But if I get the upper arm, I can rotate it, but the lower arm stays where it is, and that's problematic because I don't want to have to line everything up every single time. So what I'm going to do is over here, I'm going to click on this little hierarchy graphic organizer thing that says show parenting view, and that's right next door to the camera layer. I'm going to click that, and it's going to open this little color thing up here. So I want the upper arm connected to the body. So in here, I'm going to drag upper arm to body. I want the lower arm connected to the upper arm. I want the head connected to the neck and the neck connected to the body. So everything's parented down to the body. And if I go to the body layer and I was to move the body now, or even rotate the body, everything's going to follow. And that way I can create a parented rig when I animate. And if I need to move the upper arm, because the lower arm is parented to it, it will follow. So I could make this person go, yee-haw, howdy do. And it'll move like that. If I go to the lower arm, it'll kind of bend. It's a little off. I need to realign it a little bit, but that's okay. But you could kind of see how he could shake hands. Oh, it's nice to meet you. And all because I've got it as a symbol. I'm in transform view. I've got this white point in the rotation that I want it to be in, and I've got it all parented how I want. Okay, so why don't you guys make a simple parented view? You guys could just do the upper torso and one arm and the head. Oh, let's see what happens with the head. So I can nod the head. Oh, yes. Yes, I do. Again, you could see the neck's not quite lined up how I want it. And then I can go to the neck, and now the head will follow the neck. Oh, look at that guy. Okay, so I can just make sure that I'm using that parented view to create a rig that I like. If I wanted a hand, obviously I'd make the hand layer and make whatever kind of hand I want. I could do a better job than that, but for now I am. The hand can actually be below the lower arm and still parented to the lower arm. So that way, I need to convert to symbol. And I need to move the white point to the rotation. So that way, if I want to move it, it's like behind the clothes. And if I move the lower arm, the hand will go with it. Okay, so that's a parented view. I want you guys to create a simple parented rig animation. I don't know, maybe make it 10 frames long. Have your character just do some simple movement. So, you know, as an example, I will just go across all of here. I held shift, so I clicked the top or the bottom of the second frame, the third frame, held shift and clicked the top. And then I selected all of them, and now I will do a keyframe, and I'll get a keyframe for everything instead of having to go one at a time. Another thing I can do is create a folder, call it guy, put all of this stuff in the guy folder, and that way, if I wanted to collapse it to make my timeline a little easier to see, I could do that. So now here, I could go to the lower arm, move it down a little, go to the upper arm, move it back a little, go to the head, move it forward a little, neck, move it forward a little, and the body. Just give it a little bit of movement. Sometimes if you don't have any movement in your parts, it might cause it to be a little redundant. Oh, I probably should have held shift and done them all at the same time. Okay. And I don't know if you noticed, but before my lower arm frame was here, look where my hand is, because it's parented to that arm, and it's like, where is that arm I'm parented to? I'm going to just like spin off into space. But as soon as I put it on there, it's like, okay, I'm grounded. Thank you. This back. I think the hand needs to kind of like rotate up a little. Okay, and at the end, I want to make sure this is only 3 frames. You guys are going to aim for 10. 10, this is actually 6 frames, sorry, but you guys are going to aim for 10. That will be 5 animation frames as opposed to 3. So you can see my hand teleports again because I did not put it there. So I can use that to create longer, more complex animations. Creating a complex character like this would be most appropriate for a long show. For shorter animations, I would hand draw the character. And this class is mostly going to be about shorter animations. So unless you made some really nice complex characters and just use them over and over and over in this class, I would probably just be hand drawing all your animations. They'll be smoother and more fluid, more realistic looking. The rigged characters tend to have more of a, like think about Wildcrats or shows like that, Max and Ruby, where they kind of look like paper cutouts a little bit to a certain degree. That's kind of what these are good for in long-term use also, because you spend a lot of time building the rig. And then if you're not going to animate it for a long period of time, it's a little bit of a waste of time. So go create a 10-frame animation using parented rigs and then turn that in. I wish you luck, and I can't wait to see what you create.